military veteran of 20 years and a retired federal worker. And we're going to have Ralph come up to get our speakers started here.
My name is Ralph, and I am a 20-year veteran and a 15-year federal service retiree. I am pissed. My veteran colleagues was just sitting on the Capitol steps and they arrested them, but these fascists could go in there and tear the place apart, and they're walking our streets today. Listen, they took an 84-year-old veteran with a walker and put plastic cuffs on him and walked his walker away. Folks, my sister is disabled and has a walker. This is not right. This is not right. What's happening to our country is not right. I have sworn to the Constitution 5 different times when I took my oath. And I will die for that Constitution. What they're doing to our brown and black brothers and sisters are wrong. We all bleed red. Guys, I spent so much energy in the last month because of this regime in the White House. They don't know what they're doing. We got somebody leading the military that's a drunk. We got people in the administration that is totally incompetent. I don't want to only see you guys here today. I want to see you guys at every protest in the area. We are going to march to the White House and we are going to deliver a message. Trump must go now. And may something higher than me today watch over us as we march. Have a great day.
Trump must go now. Trump must go now. Trump must go now. Okay, we're going to practice this other one too for a second. And we're going to do a couple rounds of this. Deportations, we say no.
Deportations, we say no.
Now's the time for Trump to go.
Now's the time for Trump to go.
ICE Gestapo, we say no.
ICE Gestapo, we say no.
Now's the time for Trump to go.
Now's the time for Trump to go.
Troops on the street, we say no.
Troops on the street, we say no.
Now's the time for Trump to go.
Now's the time for Trump to go.
Arresting dissidents, we say no.
Arresting dissidents, we say no.
Now's the time for Trump to go.
Now's the time for Trump to go.
Genocide in Gaza, we say no.
Genocide in Gaza, we say no.
Now's the time for Trump to go.
Now's the time for Trump to go.
War on Iran, we say no.
War in Iran, we say no.
Now's the time for Trump to go.
Now's the time for Trump to go.
Trans erasure, we say no.
Trans erasure, we say no.
Now's the time for Trump to go.
Now's the time for Trump to go.
Fascist America, we say no.
Fascist America, we say no.
Now's the time for Trump to go.
Now's the time for Trump to go.
Okay, so next up we have Jim Katy. Jim Katy came down from New York. He is a longtime activist. Jersey! Oh, my fault, Jersey. And and a very respected person for a long time who has been fighting against the injustices of this country. And he's a core organizer for Refuse Fascism. I want to bring up Jim Katy.
Good afternoon, Washington, D.C. I am here representing the great Garden State of New Jersey, and we're going to bring it Jersey strong to the Trump fascist regime today. 20 years ago this month, I swore an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America. I was 33 years old and had just won my campaign to serve on the City Council of the City of Asbury Park, New Jersey. For those of you who are Bruce Springsteen fans, yes, it's that Asbury Park, New Jersey. And a shout out to the boss for using his platform to stand up against Trump and the fascist regime. On that day, I stood there with my family. I raised my right hand. I placed my left hand on a copy of the Constitution, and I affirmed the following. I, James William Katy, do solemnly affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and in this state, county, and city under the authority of the people, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of councilman according to the best of my abilities, so help me God. And I remember the weight of that moment. I was a duly elected representative of the people of our city, affirming to my community, my county, my state, and the nation that I would perform my duties in office in alignment with the highest law of our land, the United States Constitution. And that it is the Constitution and the rule of law that has primacy in our representative republic. While I no longer hold office, that oath was etched into my heart, and it animates me to this day to stand up for the ideals of our nation and the rule of law established by the Constitution. And for me, and I imagine so many of you, the heart of our Constitution, what pumps the very lifeblood into our representative republic, is the First Amendment. The First Amendment of the United States Constitution reads, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of people to peaceably assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Now, just the other day, Donald Trump had words for anyone who decided to march today. He said to the nation, these are people who hate our country. If any protesters want to come out, they will be met with a very big force. And I say back to Donald Trump, in solidarity with all of you, we love this nation, Donald. Even with all of its imperfect history, even with the injustices that continue to exist, even with the ongoing work that all of us are called to do to bring about a more perfect union. We do hate things. We hate injustice. We hate authoritarianism. We hate fascism. But make no mistake about it, Donald Trump, we love the United States of America. Why? Because we believe in the ideals that were laid out in that founding document. And we will never cower to you, Donald Trump, or any of your fascist followers. We will never relinquish our fundamental rights to free speech, to assemble peacefully, and petition our government for redress. The United States Constitution, the power that it invests in the office of president, the duty that it calls forth from our military, the wisdom it demands from our judiciary, and the responsibility it gives to our legislature. These all belong to the people. They absolutely do not belong to one man, and certainly not a con man bully named Donald Trump. The founders knew that if one man or woman ever attempted to assert themselves above the Constitution, above the people, above the rule of law, that it would create a moment where each and every citizen would be called upon to use their voice, to put their body on the line, to demand that such a person either step down voluntarily, be removed from office by the Congress, or be non-violently forced from office by the sheer will and determination of millions of Americans taking to the streets until that was realized. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in such a moment. We have a man in Donald Trump who is an authoritarian and who is leading our nation on a path to fascism from which we may not be able to return if we allow it to continue to progress. This is why we have set forth a call to conscience for every citizen in these United States. This is why we have set forth a call to action for every American who believes in representative democracy. This is why we are here today in our nation's capital, not conceding these streets in the very heart of our republic. This is why we are shouting in solidarity from the rooftops here, with marches and demonstrations and rallies in every town and city and hamlet across our great nation today. We are saying, each and every one of us, that in the name of humanity, we refuse to accept a fascist America. We demand the Trump fascist regime must go now. Now let me be very clear. Donald Trump is not going to go quietly into the night. He is just now starting to get a taste for his true fascist consolidation of power. He has already begun to ignore the rule of law. He has already begun to violate the right to due process. He is already using every mechanism that he can to threaten and intimidate elected officials, judges, the press, students, professors, veterans, and any citizen who dares to challenge his fascist tendencies. He belongs to him, and not to the office of the President of the United States and to the Constitution of our republic. This is why now, here, is the time that we rise up and act to stop the ongoing consolidation of Trump MAGA power. For the lives of people here and around the world, we must refuse unlawful and inhumane orders. We must fill the streets and town squares across the country in ever-rising numbers, not stopping until we become a movement of millions, not relenting until the regime is no longer able to implement its fascist program. This will not be easy. We will need to muster courage and to face our fears, to find our deepest power, and to never cower in the face of the bully who currently sits in the Oval Office. We, each of us, must be willing to non-violently resist, to stand up and speak out, and to possibly absorb the violent wrath of Donald Trump and his fascist minions. We need to be prepared in the spirit of Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, and all those who marched with them in solidarity, to receive their violence, but not to return it. This is the level of commitment. This is the level of courage that each of us must bring to bear if we are going to realize the mantra that we are calling forth in this nonviolent, grassroots, people-powered movement that we all must adopt and live by.
One voice.
I say it once again, and I ask that you join with me, that in the name of humanity, we refuse to accept a fascist America. We demand the Trump regime must go now.
Must go now.
Let's get it done, my fellow Americans.
I think we have to bring down that mic about a whole foot. Thank you so much, Jim Katy. Trump must go now.
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 Okay, we're gonna have a couple more speakers and then we're gonna start our march. And I just want you to, Sam earlier had you take a look at each other and introduce yourself to the person standing next to you. I want you to take a look at each other and see all the people who you are here with. See the beautiful signs that you've brought. We have the DC Activist Street Band over here in the back. We have some of the members of PG County Indivisible who brought their Trump puppet on a throne, which is a toilet. We have these signs that people brought. This one says, "Save America, no kings." This one says, "No kings, no fascists, no tyrants, no hate." This one says, "Immigrants make America great." This one says, "Flags against fascism." This one says, "Faux King Joker." I can't read all of them. I see some more here, but these are great. 2 tacos short of a Happy Meal. We got creative people, we got people with a sense of humor, we got some good people here that we're together with here today. I want to practice a chant we haven't practiced yet. It goes like this. Hands off LA.
Hands off LA.
No fascist USA.
No fascist USA.
Hands off LA.
Hands off LA.
No fascist USA.
No fascist USA.
Trump must go now.
Trump must go now.
Trump must go now.
Trump must go now.
Beautiful. Okay, next I'm going to bring up Sophia Zoe Kilmer. She is the owner of Defend Trans Rights. She is a civil rights attorney and a Senate candidate who is calling on Fetterman to resign. Okay, come on up, Sophia.
Bring it in just closer, because I don't want to have to yell. Because this is important, and it starts now. First they came for transgender people and queer people in our society. Do you know that the first transgender and queer studies facility in the world was in Germany? Were you aware that the first sexual reassignment surgery occurred in Berlin, Germany? We all learned that Nazis burned the books, but few of us learned that they burned the books of the Institute of Scientology, founded by Magnus Hirschfeld in 1919 in Germany. This was an institute that focused on sexology research and advocacy for homosexual rights. They were revolutionary for their time. The Nazis and the fascists of their time, and I say their time for a reason, burned books about sexuality and feminism first. However, they don't teach us that in high school. And they certainly can't in Florida, can they?
No, ma'am.
Because if they did teach us that they taught us that fascism starts with the easily othered people that you don't understand.
That's right.
If we had been taught that, then maybe, just maybe, when we saw the Christian right attack the rights of the LGBTQ community, we would have pumped the brakes a little. Because most of us still see Nazis as the bad guys. On June 6th, 2025, the 80th anniversary of D-Day, Trump and MAGA came for transgender people in the military. People who served their whole life. He began to purge the military of loyal transgender people, costing us millions to retrain. But that's not the point. It's right there in the open for everyone to see. Washington Post, CNN, MSNBC, if you have the courage to report on it. The proclamation states transgender people cannot maintain an honorable and truthful, disciplined lifestyle. I'm sorry. I'm not done. Their expression of their sexual identity is not consistent with selflessness. Furthermore, Aaron Reed of Aaron in the Morning has reported that military people leaving voluntarily or involuntarily are being marked with a code that was used for homosexuals and communists and people who disclose classified documents. That's how they're treating us. We won't be able to serve in the government. This isn't just a purge of us in the military. It's of us in the government entirely. So let this be crystal clear to the world. This is about dehumanizing trans people and eventually all LGBTQ people as subhuman, to be treated in our society as such because the ruling class deems us unnatural. Get that through your head, because that's where fascism starts. But it doesn't end there. That's because in a Fire Nation society, you must fabricate wars to fight enemies within, to distract people from the real problems. the ones you can't solve by simply eradicating them. But you can't eradicate an idea. And that's what democracy and liberal thought are. They are ideas and beliefs. And they're a movement. It might be 250 years, but it's a movement. And you will never stop this movement.
Thank you, Sophia. Again, let's hear it for Sophia Zoe Kilmer. Trans erasure, we say no.
Trans erasure, we say no.
Now's the time for Trump to go.
Now's the time for Trump to go.
War on women, we say no.
War on women, we say no.
Now's the time for Trump to go.
Now's the time for Trump to go.
War on science, we say no.
War on science, we say no.
Now's the time for Trump to go.
Now's the time for Trump to go.
Fascist America, we say no.
Fascist America, we say no.
Now's the time for Trump to go.
Now's the time for Trump to go.
Before I introduce our next speaker, thank you, sorry. I want you to make some noise for yourself real quick. As I said before, but some more people have joined. You may have come alone, you may have come by yourself, but you are now part of this community, this group. So welcome. I want to remind folks to please drink water and apply some sunscreen. You may have thought it was going to be rainy and the sun is shining on us, and that's a beautiful thing. So make sure that you hydrate, that you use sunscreen. I just wanted to shout out some of the beautiful signs that are out here. For people that are watching at home and don't see, we've got, it's giving small little dictator vibes. We've got no to Trump's fascist military parade. We've got immigrants make America great. We've got no, a homemade no in the name of humanity. We refuse to accept a fascist America. We've got some no king signs. It's really, really beautiful. Again, we're gonna have this rally. We're gonna then march to Lafayette Square where we'll have another rally, and then we'll come back. Welcome. This is a non-violent and permitted protest, and it's so important that you're here. You may have come a little afraid, a little nervous, and I'm seeing a lot of smiles and joy today. And as righteous as we are in our anger and our determination to refuse to accept a fascist America, we're also joyful that there's other people who are doing this too, who are refusing to be threatened and intimidated,
That's right.
who are standing up together. So with that, I want to introduce Sanssara Taylor. Sanssara Taylor is a national leader of Refuse Fascism and a co-host of the RNL Revolution Nothing Less show. Make some noise for Sanssara.
Sisters and brothers, beautiful people, how do you feel? We are here to say, in the name of humanity, we refuse to accept a fascist America. The fascist Trump regime must go now. I want to talk about why we say this and what this is going to take. So just a couple days ago, after U.S. Senator Alex Padilla was forcefully grabbed by men in uniform. After he was dragged out of a public press conference. After he was forced to the ground and put in cuffs like a dangerous criminal. He came out in front of the cameras and said, if this administration can do this to a U.S. senator just asking questions, think what they are doing to the farm workers, to the cooks, to the dishwashers, to the day laborers. And maybe you don't have to imagine, maybe you're like me and you have been watching the videos, like the one on June 6th from a young woman who watched her father dragged out of a workplace raid. Now, before I tell this story, I want you to picture your father. Picture your father being dragged out in front of you as the words choke out of your voice between sobs and you say, "Te quiero, papa, te quiero. I love you very much. Dad, I love you," like this young woman said. And I want you to picture your father as he's being dragged away by men in uniform, as his whole world is about to change, mustering the strength and the love to keep his head high and to gesture again and again comfort and love to his daughter, to you. And as the doors on the unmarked van close on this young girl's father, on your father, I want you to picture him blowing one last kiss. Later, when this young woman posted this video, she said that not only was her father taken, but two uncles as well. And she posted to her father, "I wish I had hugged you just a little bit tighter that morning." And I want you to think not just of that young woman, but of the millions and millions right now who are fearful. The mothers and fathers, the sons and daughters, the tios and tias who are terrified and thinking, "I should hug my loved one just a little bit tighter before they leave today because I don't know if this will be my last chance." This is just one of the monstrous crimes of the Trump fascist regime. This is why we say the fascist Trump regime must go now. But that is not all. Let's go back to the press conference with Kristi Noem. What was she saying? I want to quote to you something she said. She said, "We are not going away. We are staying here to liberate this city from the socialists and the burdensome leadership of this governor and this mayor." This is the regime telling you that what their real mission in Los Angeles is. It is to remove the elected officials of that city and state by military force. They are openly saying it. That is a coup. That is a coup. And it is consistent with Donald Trump inciting and then pardoning the insurrectionists of January 6th. This fascist Trump regime feels that anybody else is illegitimate. No one else deserves to be in power by merit of not being part of their fascist crew. Think about what Donald Trump said about why he said Governor Gavin Newsom should be arrested. Trump did not claim that Newsom broke a law. He literally said Newsom should be arrested simply for running for governor. This is right out of Hitler's playbook. Arresting and silencing all opposition. Starting with targeted disappearances and then expanding it en masse. Purging the military leadership of anyone who would stand up to the fascist dictator, which is what Hitler did and what Trump has done now. And then parading that military before the eyes of the world to intimidate and terrorize even before it is unleashed to do its greatest crimes.
is why we are here in the streets of DC today saying no to Trump's fascist military parade and saying the Trump fascist regime must go now. My name is Sanssara Taylor, and as Sam said, I am one of the co-initiators of Refuse Fascism, together with others, back in 2016. We recognized then that Trump MAGA is a fascist movement determined to impose fascism in this country. Fascism, we were right, fascism is not a curse word. It is a qualitatively different form of rule. No rights, no dissent, just brute terroristic force in the service of a program of open and aggressive white supremacy, vicious and cruel hatred of women and LGBT people, and genocidal xenophobic America Firstism. And the lesson of history is that fascism must be defeated before it is consolidated, before it becomes too late. And today, Donald Trump is very close to consolidating fascism. And so this is the mission of refusefascism.org. It is to unite people from all our diverse political perspectives and viewpoints to stand together in the streets non-violently, but again and again in growing numbers and determination, refusing to stop until we create such a profound political crisis that Donald Trump cannot govern this country. Cannot impose his fascist terror and cannot even hold on to power. This is how fascist tyrants are deposed around the world through the nonviolent actions of the people. This is what is needed here, and this is the mission of refusefascism.org. So I call on everybody here, join Refuse Fascism. Bring your unique perspective, your skills, your passion, your networks, your resources, your determination, your courage, and your commitment to the future into this fight. And on July 1st through the 4th, I'll talk more about this in a minute, come back to DC. We want to be in these streets even stronger, culminating on July 4th, when we will declare our independence in the name of humanity from Trump's fascist America. Now, I personally come to this fight as a proud follower of the revolutionary leader Bob Avakian. He is the architect of a whole new framework of human emancipation called the New Communism. And I say this openly because some people go around and they say that should scare you. And they say that me and others from this perspective have a hidden agenda. But I want to put it straight up. There's nothing hidden. I have become convinced that to get to a world where all of humanity can live in peace, where everybody has their needs met for food, clothing, shelter, but also a rich intellectual and cultural life and community. To get to that world, I've become convinced we need a revolution. Guided by the new communism that Bob Avakian has forged. And let me say this, you don't have to agree with that to be in this movement. You don't even have to dig into that, although I would suggest that you do. But if you're going to form an opinion, I call on everybody to have the integrity to find out about Bob Avakian and myself in this revolution by engaging his works directly, not by listening to snark and rumor and anti-communist red-baiting divide and conquer. Have the integrity. And you can do this at revcom.us and at his social media on all the platforms, at Bob Avakian Official. And if you go there, you will find somebody who's been ahead of the curve for decades, analyzing the rise of this fascism and what is needed to defeat it. But I will tell you this, it is from this perspective that I am 100% determined, sincere, and committed in standing with people from very diverse perspectives, uniting all who can be united to defeat this fascism. Because I recognize that the future I want of them, none of them is possible if fascism consolidates. So we need each other, we need to stand together, we need to debate the roots of this fascism, learn from each other, debate the way forward as we stand shoulder to shoulder, and don't let anybody divide us. So I want to give a shout out to the millions and millions of people across this country who have been standing up to Trump's crimes, who've been speaking out, who've been protesting, and to the millions that we expect in the streets today in the No Kings protests in over 1,000 cities across this country. These outpourings, these numbers show that there is a force in this country that is powerful enough to defeat Trump MAGA fascism. No, it is not the Congress. No, it is not the courts. It is the masses and masses of ordinary people standing up together in the streets. But here is something largely been oriented towards opposing Trump's crimes, towards stopping this or that element of it, towards slowing him down. But I want you to understand, and we need to help others understand, that unless and until this fascism is defeated, unless and until this regime is removed from power, it will barrel over even the most powerful and righteous opposition, and it will move to consolidate. And that could come sooner than you think. So while it is righteous and necessary to stand up for trans lives, it is. But it's not enough. It is righteous and necessary for universities and law firms to defy Trump, but it is not enough. It is righteous and necessary to defend the students who have put it on the line for Gaza, but it is not enough. It is righteous. It is righteous and it is necessary that people are standing up across this country, and especially courageously in Los Angeles, against the terror of ICE. And courage and defiance, but we have to understand that more is needed. We have to raise the demand and we have to make it real. The fascist Trump regime must go now! So here, I want to speak directly to the fact that there should have been. Y'all are beautiful, but let's be really honest. The hour is getting late. We must not talk falsely, as Bob Dylan said. You are beautiful, but there should have been 1 million people in the streets of D.C. today. And as righteous as it is that people are standing up everywhere, as important as that is, I want to take on directly those who said, protest elsewhere, but not in D.C. Some of them said, if you protest in D.C., Trump might declare martial law. Well, it looks like Trump is kind of jumped the gun on that one. He's going full steam ahead. The sure way to guarantee martial law and fascism is to lie down and capitulate in the field. Across the country to get ready for 2026, 2028, when we can take back the Senate and the House and then the presidency. Well, guess what? That is too fucking late! hurt. Right now, there is a world of hurt, and just because it's not happening to you does not mean it is not happening. And if we give in to fear, if we cower because of Donald Trump's fascist threats and intimidation, if we sit back while they come for immigrants today and trans people tomorrow, and who knows who next, this leads to greater and greater horror. If you go down that road, you lose your humanity as you watch the humanity of others be destroyed. So I want to ask you, by a show of hands, how many of you, be honest, were a little bit scared to come out in D.C. today? How many of you had somebody tell you maybe you shouldn't go, you might get hurt? Put your hands up, look around. What you did by coming out in the face of that, what you did by coming out in the face of that is model the courage and conviction that can give strength to others. Because the truth is there has never been any advance for the oppressed without sacrifice, without risk. That's why we celebrate the civil rights leaders. That's why we celebrate those who express. That is why we celebrate the freedom fighters. There's never been any advance on the cheap, and there are bigger things than our own personal safety. So we have to look out for each other. We don't take sacrifice lightly, but we are not going to bow down in fear and let Donald Trump steal the future and barrel over humanity. We are going to stand up. So I want to close by again calling on everyone here to join this movement. If you're part of a group already, then partner with refusefascism.org. We need all our voices. We need to stay in these streets. And in particular, every day stand up and come back here. July 1st through the 4th. We want a massive convergence. Get on a bus, get on a plane, carpool, drive it. Every day you stand up, and this July 4th, in front of the eyes of the world, July 4th, in front of the White House, be part of issuing the biggest chant ever. The Trump fascist regime must go now! By doing this, we will be taking this movement forward, building the strength and the struggle to carry this all the way to unseating the regime. So I ask you to put your fist in the air with me. We're going to close out together. In the name of humanity.
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 We refuse to accept.
We refuse to accept.
We refuse to accept.
We refuse to accept.
A fascist America.
A fascist America.
Trump must go now.
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 Thank you very much. You are so beautiful and inspiring. Trump must go now.
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 All right, we're getting ready. We're going to get ready to march. We're going to march to the White House. We're going to march to Lafayette Square. I want to bring us back together. That was a very important speech that we just heard from Sanssara. There's a lot there for us to grab hold of in what we're here for and why we're here together and keeping each other protected and keeping each other safe. We are doing a non-violent march today. That is what we are committed to today. We are doing a march today with one mission, which is to bring the demand that the Trump fascist regime must go now into the eyes of the country and the eyes of the world. So that is the ethos of our march. That is the coherence of our march. That is the morality of our march. That is what we are going to do together. If there are any security concerns or questions or something you may think is a problem. There are people in yellow vests. They are our marshals. They have been trained to march today with de-escalation. They have been trained to rely on you and rely on each other and help you help each other, to not allow this march to be disrupted in any way. So if you have any concerns, you should go to them, and we're gonna do this together, okay? So we're gonna get this organized here. I hope that we've already started to pull things together. At the front of the march, we are gonna have a veterans contingent that is gonna lead this march. And I would like it if some of those veterans want to hold some of these signs up that say Trump must go now. Some of these big signs. We are behind the veterans contingent. The DC activist street band is going to march. And we have another special visual that's going to help bring this march together, that's going to give us some strength that Sam is going to tell you about.
If you are holding an orange umbrella, open it up. It's got a message on it. That message says Trump must go now. If there's any aerial footage, people will see that message. If it starts raining, you'll stay dry. It's sunny, you'll stay shaded. So look for anybody with umbrellas. If you don't have one, get one. The New York crew brought them. So New York crew, please get them out. And if you have one, open it up. And while they're setting up the march, take this moment to take a selfie. Post it. Tell your friends in the DC area to join you at Lafayette Square. They can join us at the rally at the end. If they're close by, they can march with us. Another thing while we're setting up, make sure you are connected with this movement. Follow us on Instagram or wherever you are on social media at Refuse Fascism. Go to refusefascism.org and sign up. And I think we're ready.
If I can get a couple of volunteers who can help to break down the stage as the march is leaving, that would be very helpful. You can come up right here and talk to Cindy. Our march is going to form up right here. We're going to go down P Street and then down 14th Street. So I would like the veterans to get in front. I would like the big Trump must go now banners. Those can actually go throughout our march. So we can have some of them at the front. We're going to line up right here. So right now, stay in the circle. We're going to go to the street in a minute, but the veterans should come up to the front here, right at the edge of the circle. And then the DC activist street band is going to be on the left.
say no. Fascist Trump has got to go. Fascist America, we say no. Donald Trump has got to go. Fascist America, we say no. Now's the time for Trump to go. Fascist America, we say no. Fascist America, we say no. Now's the time for Trump to go. Now's the time for Trump to go. Fascist America, we say no. Fascist America, we say no. Now's the time for Trump to go. Fascist America, we say no. Fascist America, we say no. Now's the time for Trump to go. Now's the time for Trump to go. Fascist America, we say no. Now's the time for Trump to go. Fascist America, we say no. Now's the time for Trump to go. Fascist America, we say no. Now's the time for Trump to go. Deportations, we say no. Deportations, we say no. Now's the time for Trump to go. Now's the time for Trump to go. War on women, we say no. Now's the time for Trump to go. Now's the time for Trump to go. Trans erasure, we say no. Trans erasure, we say no. Now's the time for Trump to go. Now's the time for Trump to go. Genocide in Gaza, we say no. Now's the time for Trump to go. Now's the time for Trump to go. War on science, we say no. War on science, we say no. Now's the time for Trump to go. Now's the time for Trump to go. Troops in the street, we say no. We say no. Now's the time for Trump to go. Now's the time for Trump to go. ISIS Stoker, we say no. ISIS Stoker, we say no. Now's the time for Trump to go. Fascist America, we say no. Now's the time for Trump to go. Fascist America, we say no. Now's the time for Trump to go. Now's the time for Trump to go. War on women, we say no. Now's the time for Trump to go. South America, we say no. Now's the time for Trump to go. Now's the time for Trump to go. Fascist America, we say no. Now's the time for Trump to go. Fascist America, we say no. Now's the time for Trump to go. Now's the time for Trump to go. Fascist America, we say no. Fascist America, we say no. Now's the time for Trump to go. Fascist America, we say no. Now's the time for Trump to go. Fascist America, we say no. Now's the time for Trump to go. Fascist America, we say no.
for Trump to go. Like Gestapo, we say no. Now's the time for Trump to go. Now's the time for Trump to go. A fascist president, we say no. Now's the time for Trump to go. Trans erasure, we say no. Now's the time for Trump to go.
War on women, we say no.
Now's the time for Trump to go. Now's the time for Trump to go.
We say no.
Now's the time for Trump to go. Trump must go now. Trump must go now. Trump must go now. Trump must go now.
Trump must go now. Trump must go now.
Trump must go now.
Trump must go now.
Trump must go now.
Trump must go now.
We say no.
Trump to go! Hey! Oh, I'm so glad to see you. Thank you for telling me.
USA!
Marines out now!
Trump out now!
Trump out now!
No fascist USA!
No fascist USA!
We stand with LA!
We stand with LA!
We say ICE out now!
ICE out now!
Marines out now!
Marines out now!
Trump out now!
Trump out now!
No fascist USA!
No fascist USA!
No fascist USA!
No fascist USA!
We stand with LA!
We stand with LA!
ICE out now!
ICE out now!
Marines out now!
Marines out now!
No fascist USA!
No fascist USA!
We stand with LA!
We stand with LA!
ICE out now!
ICE out now!
Marines out now!
Marines out now!
Trump out now!
Trump out now!
Trump out now!
Trump out now!
No fascist USA!
No fascist USA!
No fascist USA!
No fascist USA!
We stand with LA!
We stand with LA!
We stand with LA!
We stand with LA!
ICE out now!
ICE out now! Marines out now! Trump 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 out now!
Most of the people are like, it's just
Trump out now!
join in, yeah.
Trump out now! Trump out now! Trump out now! ICE out now! Marines out now!
Sandra, can I talk to you for a sec? I would love if you could talk specifically about your concerns about what's going on in LA. I just got here from 4 days in LA.
there, yeah.
Yeah, how are you concerned about what the Trump administration's doing there?
Well, Donald Trump federalizing the National Guard and sending in the Marines to back up his terroristic forces of ICE as the disappear immigrants with no due process. This is fascist. And you know, they want to hype up that the protests were violent, cause damage, while they're literally crushing and destroying people's lives, and they're militarizing the streets. The force and the violence that is coming overwhelmingly is from Trump and his regime, and we really are so inspired and give heart and backing to those who refuse to be intimidated, who are standing up non-violently in the streets and saying no to ICE, no to Trump. And the one thing we're adding to it is that this has to go forward to take a radical offensive against the regime as a whole, demanding it be removed from Trump.
Do you see this as connected to what's going on here with this sort of nationalistic display?
I think every voice rising up against Trump and his atrocities, and every different protest where people are standing up righteously, non-violently, with right on their side is needed in the institutions, the universities defying Trump, the law firms standing up to Trump, the students who are standing up, every voice in the protests in the streets, inside the CDC, refusing to lie about vaccines even if they get fired. Every voice standing up is really important. We stand with them. And again, it all needs to come together. And it shows the potential. It shows that it's a big lie when Trump says the American people wanted this. Half the country wanted Trump. Half the country or more hates what he is doing. And we have the power if we mobilize to oust him from power. That's how fascist regimes have been deposed non-violently all over the world. That's what we're fighting for here with refusefascism.org. So yeah, we see it connected, and we need more unity in this movement and more diversity too. We're gonna have different perspectives. We're gonna have different demands for people to come together, because none of us want the fascist American Trump is going on.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you. Hey, what's your estimation of how many
Here?
Yeah.
I hate it.
I thought maybe you were good
I
at
try
it.
not to do that too much. I probably wouldn't report it. I would probably, it's probably more than a something like that. But I hate giving that kind of number because people, it's like, you ask if there was 1 million people at January 6th, right? Like,
Free Palestine! 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 Free Palestine!
all right, so my folks watching, we are now 2 blocks out from the perimeter to the White House, where there's a fence erected outside. I think what I heard them say is that their intention is to rally at the White House and then return to Logan Circle, which is where they started. Of course, we'll see how it ends up playing out. It's a very sensitive number. 8,647. It's like 69, 69. The forbidden numeral.
Trump must go now!
we're getting the speaker set up. Let's do it again. Trump must go now.
Trump must go now.
Trump must go now.
Trump must go now.
All right, we're almost there with the speaker, so everybody gather in. We're as close as they're going to let us get to the White House, but we are close enough. Hey, it sounds good in the back. Trump must go now.
Trump must go now. Trump must go now.
Check, 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 check. Is this one of them? Somebody else has to hold it. Thank you. Hit your hand. It just feels more
No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.
The fascist Trump regime must go now. The fascist Trump regime must go now. In the name of humanity. In the name of humanity. We refuse to accept. We refuse to accept a fascist America. Trump must go now. Trump must go now. I'm going to stay here. Are we as loud as we're going to get? No, I want to stay here. Then I can see people. Y'all can see me, right? All right, so listen. We're going to have a few speakers here. I just want to say my name is Sanssara Taylor. I am one of the co-founders of refusefascism.org. We were founded in 2016. We recognize that Donald Trump is fighting to impose fascism in this country. And fascism is not just a curse word. It's not a word everybody knows, so I want to explain it very clearly. Fascist is a change in the form of government. It means that the rights of the people are shredded. It means that dissent is piece by piece criminalized. It means that group after group is demonized and disappeared along a road that leads to great atrocity and horror. Fascism means an end to the rule of law. And when fascism is consolidated, it is extremely difficult, if not impossible, to get rid of from inside. This is the lesson of Nazi Germany. This is the lesson around the world and throughout history. The most powerful chance we have to defeat fascism, the most powerful moment we will ever have is right now. I want to salute all of you who have come out today with courage and conviction. Today, we defied Donald Trump's threats. Today, we refused to comply in advance with his intimidation. Today, we refuse to voluntarily give up our First Amendment right to speak out and protest. Today, we refuse to fall silent as our immigrant sisters and brothers and family are snatched up, disappeared, deported, flung around the world, including in torture prisons. And today, we refuse to accept Donald Trump unleashing the military against the people of this country in the streets of this country as he parades his fascist military in front of the eyes of the world. We say, hell no! Hell no! Hell no!
Hell no!
We say Trump must go now.
Trump must go now!
And I want to make clear, this is a good chant. It's a good slogan. It feels good to say. But we cannot just say it. We have to make it a reality. Today, across the country, millions and millions are in the streets. Today, across the country, people are standing up in big cities and small towns all over this country, proving that the American people did not want Trump. That's a lie. There is no such thing as the American people, one united American people. The truth is, there are two countries within this country. Half this country, actually quite a bit less, supported Trump. They're cheering on the deportations. They love the live streaming from Dr. Phil. They're feasting on the cruelty, and they're lapping it up, and they're wishing for more. Let's not kid ourselves. But half this country, more than half this country, is sick of this, has their hearts breaking. People are angry. People are terrified. People are agonized about the future. This is the decent country. This is our country. This is the people that we need to rally to go from standing up in righteous opposition that they are doing today to making it their mission to not just oppose this regime, to not just stop this or that atrocity, but to drive this regime from power through non-violent, massive, sustained struggle. We need to do this because of the nature of fascism. If we let them consolidate, they will bulldoze court orders. They will bulldoze the opposition of the people, even if it's powerful. They will not respect any election they lose. They show this to us every day. The only force in this country that is powerful enough, that is courageous enough, that is righteous enough, that is mighty enough, is the masses of ordinary people standing up, coming into the streets, saying no. So before we bring up our speakers, I want to say, do not underestimate two things. Do not underestimate how dangerous and deadly and rapidly moving this fascist regime is, and how fast it will escalate and try to lock in a point of no return fascism. Do not underestimate the danger. At the same time, do not underestimate the power of the people standing up. So we are in a race. We all together here modeled the courage and determination. It's not that none of us were scared to come out. It's that we recognize there's something bigger than our fear. There's people who matter more than ourselves. There's a future to fight for. We are standing on the shoulders of heroes who fought for the rights we take for granted today, the rights that Trump is trying to take away. And it will take no less courage and struggle and sacrifice to unseat this regime. But it will be worth it. And by coming out in the face of our fear, by standing together with people who look like us and look nothing like us, people who think like us and think nothing like us, people who are diverse but determined, who we need to learn from, who we need to stand shoulder to shoulder with. By coming out today, we have modeled the courage and conviction that is needed. So I want to say, every day we have to stand up in ways big and small. Every day we have to have the backs of others who stand up. But right now I want you to mark your calendar, July 1st through July 4th. Wherever you are from in this country, wherever you are from, fly to DC. Take a bus to DC. Get on a boat to DC. Hitchhike to DC. Ride your bike to DC. We need to flood DC with millions of voices standing up saying Trump must go now, July 1st through July 4th. And on July 4th, we are going to gather in front of the White House, and we are going to make the biggest chant that the world has ever heard. Trump must go now. And we are going to declare our independence in the name of humanity from Trump's fascist America. And this is going to be a leap in building the struggle, the sustained outpouring that does not stop until this regime is removed from power. So I want to salute you all. I want you to join refusefascism.org. partner with this movement. This is a movement for everybody who doesn't want a fascist America. And I want to I'm thrilled to hand over the mic to our speakers who are going to share their perspectives and their strength with us now. We're going to rally for a little while, and then we are going to leave this area together, marching back where we came from to keep each other safe. So, one more time, Trump must go now. 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 Where are we going to be? July 1st through July 4th? Washington, D.C. Where are we going to be? July 1st through July 4th? Where are we going to be? July 1st through July 4th? Washington, D.C. That's right, Washington, D.C. And on July 4th, right in front of the White House, to make the biggest chant ever, Trump must go now. Trump must go now. Trump must go now. Okay, I want to welcome up Morgan from the Refuse Fascism DMV chapter.
Holy crap, look at you guys. Look at us. Look at us. We have a lot to be proud of, people. Let me tell y'all something. My name is Morgan, and my people have been in this country, or colony, or whatever you want to call it, since 1720, okay? I come from enslaved people. I come from people who had their families ripped apart. I come from people who lived through Jim Crow, who lived through the civil rights movement, who fought for everything we're fighting for again now. This is enough, America. This is enough. My grandfather was a Tuskegee Airman, okay? If you don't know what that is, you really need to look it up. He was a fighter pilot, all right? In the museum down the way, the African American History Museum, his picture's in there. But guess what? Guess what Trump is doing? He is marching things that are representative of the contributions and the lives that black folks have had in this country, and marching it right out the door. Shame on him! Shame! Shame on him! This president is doing division. He is also erasing. Moving that stuff out of the museum. Where are we going to see it? Where are we going to learn about it? We're not going to, and that's what he's trying to do. You erase. He's definitely a racist. But the thing is, he's trying to erase us. He's trying to make us forget about our history, and we cannot do that. We cannot do that. If we don't know where we come from, where do we go? Where do we go? We had powerful people do powerful things, and this monster is wiping it all away. Now, I'm looking around the crowd, and oftentimes I see I'm one of the only black or brown people out here. It's time. I see a lot more black and brown faces today, and I am proud. Because we all need to be out here and stand in courage. Here's the thing. Do you guys remember the ice raids when they were separating mothers and children? Yes. I think there was a lady yesterday who was pregnant that had guns held on her. Like, what the hell? Anyways, remember those images. Now go back to the 1930s, 40s. You've seen those images before. You've seen those images before. And if you went to a decent school, you've also seen what happened to black families being separated. You see it now today. It is time for us to unite. We cannot let them to continue to divide us. So stand up, America. Stand up. Be brave. Have courage. This is our time. Our ancestors, our parents, they've done all this. Now is the time to stand up and be brave. So let me say two more things. The first thing is I stand with Refuse Fascism because they believe in what happens here is going to affect the rest of the world. We all are here because we understand that what happens here will affect the rest of the world. So thank you for being here. And finally, make sure you drink a lot of freaking water because it is hot as hell out here. Welcome to Washington, D.C. Let's get this monster out of office.
This is scary. All right, make some noise for yourselves. Now, in order to go forward from today, to organize even more people, many more people to come out on July 1st through the 4th to declare our independence from a Trump fascist America, you got to get connected to the movement. So right now, if your phone isn't out, take it out. And I'm going to give you some options. You can go on to your social media platform of choice and follow @RefuseFascism. @RefuseFascism. Do that now. I see people doing it.
Good. That's what this is about, connecting.
Such good community members. The second thing that you can do is you can text. I have to look at the number because I don't have it memorized. You can text No Trump, NOTRUMP, to 855-755-1314. No Trump to 855. Say it with me. Because the people in the back still can't hear.
People are still getting on there.
755 1314.
1314.
No Trump. To 855 755 1314. And I'm being told one more time. So one more time. No Trump. To 855 755 1314. It's really sunny, so I want to remind folks to drink water. Yep. And before we bring up our next speaker, I want to thank you again for being out here together, for marching together, for having each other's backs. This is the only place to be. It really is. It really is. Right in front of the White House, as close as they'll let us go, saying no to Trump's fascist military parade, saying in the name of humanity, we refuse to accept a fascist America, and demanding Trump must go now. So I want you to give a lot of love for our next speaker, Chants meeting.
Go fucking Chants!
Thank you. It's a little treacherous up here. All right, bear with me, everybody, because I got a lot of shit to say. The world has reached a boiling point, and we have to take accountability. For too long, we as a nation turned our heads while atrocities happened on our tax dollars. While prison slave labor and child slave labor is used to make our clothes and our phones, to have the chocolate we savor, to have the jewels we decorate our bodies with, we are a country that profits from perpetuating war. The economy of our military-industrial complex depends on it. For too long, we've fed the war machine, and we've benefited from what it churned out. We're a country that lies to our citizens to manufacture consent for that war machine, to infiltrate and terrorize foreign nations to pillage their land for natural resources. We allow it, we pay for it, so long as we don't have to see it and we can distract ourselves from thinking about it. We're a country that perpetuates poverty within our own borders. And then we punish those who are impoverished. All while upholding the billionaires that are the main perpetrators of this system of cruelty that America as a whole has largely benefited from. We are a country built on violent colonization and genocide. A country ingrained with deep-seated systemic racism wielded by those in power to divide and control the masses. A country that uses the same with organized religion. We are a country that whitewashes the history of which and bans books and curriculum to perpetuate this system it wrought.
Freedom of knowledge.
We are a country that has been funding and facilitating a genocide of the Palestinian people and then uses lies, propaganda, fear-mongering, and illegal detainment to silence those that speak out against the slaughter of innocent men, women, and children in Israel's racist pursuit of ethno-religious supremacy. It's no coincidence that Israel attacked Iran right after the U.S. removed embassy personnel from the Middle East. It's no coincidence that just a week ago, Trump put sanctions on the ICC judges that put out the warrant for Netanyahu's arrest. We can no longer look away while these atrocities happen, while we watch them take place through our phone screens. We cannot be a world that stays numb to this kind of suffering. Our collective, careless complicity in the cruelty of this world has become our undoing. The chickens have come home to roost. The fascism we are facing is the imperialism the United States and the West have been terrorizing the world with for decades upon decades, now turned inward. The enemy within refers to anyone they deem expendable or that disagrees with their authoritarianism. We are not barreling towards fascism, we are in the midst of it. We are a country with a wannabe dictator who is facilitating a violent ethnic cleansing in Palestine while trying to institute it here. The genocide that is happening there is intrinsically linked to the ethnic cleansing they want here. Because it is backed by the same fascist tactics and technology and bolstered by the same violent colonization, imperialism, and white supremacy. We have a wannabe dictator who turns the military against his own people, against protesters, and then has a military parade for his birthday in the most blatant move of overcompensation I have ever seen. A wannabe dictator that sells all of our private information to the highest bidder to create AI databases that profile us based on our conduct on social media to measure allegiance to the state and punish us for thought crimes. A fascist military police state is not around the corner, it is here. Trump has been doing everything this whole presidency for the same reasons: to consolidate power and shock the general public into compliance, to justify his authority. They want you to be so overwhelmed that you do not engage. They want you to give him that power. They want to normalize this state of fear. Do not let them, because Donald Trump is a deeply dumb and unserious person. But his hateful stupidity and his position makes him incredibly dangerous to us all. The people that surround him are the real threat. The ideological fascists like J.D. Vance and Peter Thiel, who bankrolled J.D. Vance's entire political career and handpicked members of Trump's cabinet. They actively want to destroy democracy because they quote the fascist philosophy of the chinless king incel himself, Curtis Yarvin. Right now, they need Donald Trump because he is the cult leader that can bring about their change. It's not a conspiracy theory, it is all in writing. They want to bring about the end of democracy and set up tech monarchies where the billionaire CEOs of these tech companies with their AI weaponry and surveillance rule like kings over a working class whose characters must fit rigidly within their ideology. Everyone else is people they deem undesirables. To quote Curtis Yarvin, he said, "The best alternative to genociding undesirables is permanent solitary confinement. Wax like a bee larva into a cell which is sealed except for emergencies." And then said, "The most profitable disposition for dealing with undesirables is to convert them to biodiesel." This is the man that the billionaire CEOs quote. A lot of his writings run parallel with the contents of Project 2025. Do not be mistaken. These are evil people. Their evil is connected throughout the world and its conflicts, and it exists because of the system of cruelty that we have perpetuated to give them unprecedented wealth and power to carry out these plans. But I remind you, we overwhelmingly outnumber them. Do not fear them because they need to fear us. Trump is responsible for this chaos and war, as are his fascist administration and the anti-democracy tech billionaires and the Heritage Foundation and the authors of Project 2025 and the white supremacists and the delusional cultists. All of these Nazis are to blame. Anyone who supports Trump is on the wrong side of history, and history will judge. Hard lines are being drawn, and the choice is simple. You're either not a fascist, or you are one. Thank you.
Okay, everybody, that was Chants meeting. Give it up for Chants. Trump must go now.
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 And where are we going to be on July 4th? In DC and right in front of the White House, because what we are doing here today is going forward for millions to come into the streets and demand Trump must go now. Trump must go now.
Trump must go now.
Trump must go now.
Trump must go now.
Okay, we're going to bring up a few more speakers here because people are bringing different things to bear, and we're coming together in this. So Sam is going to introduce our next speaker, and he's going to come on up.
This is like half my height. All right, make some noise for Greg Stoker. Greg is an anti-war vet.
Thank you for your service. Yeah, thank you for your service.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Greg Stoker. I'm a veteran who conducted 4 combat deployments to Afghanistan in the 75th Ranger Regiment during the ill-fated and unfortunately named Global War on Terror. I'm now a journalist and anti-war activist of all things. I often marvel at the American voters' complacency when it comes to considering foreign policy issues and the war state in our imperial adventures across the globe. We should be up in arms. The majority of Americans disagree with the premise of the Vietnam War, Iraq, and Afghanistan, but what to do about it? Would I rather my tax dollars go to Americans? Would I like access to health care? Would I like to own a home eventually? Well, that's not something this political party is interested in helping you with. As we witness the final stages of the annihilation of Gaza, the Iran nuclear deal falling apart into violence, the mobilization of a Marine infantry battalion with the ability to detain U.S. citizens starting this weekend, the problems and escalating violence seem insurmountable. War and colonial violence have been normalized for the U.S. over the course of generations. The United States has been at war for 93% of its existence, meaning it has only experienced about 17 years of peace. This equates to 228 years of war out of 245 years since its founding. But you cannot separate the degrading material conditions of your life and safety from the war and the police state. Whatever our politicians, most of whom are captured by corporate and foreign interests, are willing to do to Palestinians, to undocumented children, to Iranians now, they are inevitably, over time, willing to do to you. The precedent has been set. The state policy of bombing hospitals is normalized, controlled mass starvation is now acceptable, and arbitrary disappearances and detentions are on the rise globally, especially here in America. As global security degrades, nuclear catastrophe becomes more likely. Former Vice President Kamala Harris accused Donald Trump of being a fascist, which he is, without acknowledging, however, that she is part of the exact same system that funds a genocide abroad and expands the national security and police state at home, all in the name of corporate interest. This is not a left-right issue. This is an all-of-us issue, an up versus down issue. The mechanisms of violence and repression that we exercise abroad are almost immediately implemented back home. The same policing methods and technology that enforce occupation and apartheid on Palestinians are monitoring you, starting with journalists, international aid workers, and activists. This is nothing new, though. ARPANET, the precursor to the modern internet, was developed during the Vietnam War to target the Viet Cong on the Ho Chi Minh Trail and anti-war veterans, union organizers, civil rights leaders, and student bodies across the country. And now, Palantir, which develops targeting AI to level Gaza, is now about to put all your information into a national database operated by a company known for its highly controversial predictive policing models. There is no daylight between the war state abroad and the war state at home. It is a business, and they have a fiduciary responsibility to maximize shareholder profits, boil the seas, harvest your data, and control and crush political dissent. They will continue to cut social programs, especially this administration, both Democrats and Republicans, but this is unprecedented. We've never seen anything like this before. All beholden to their donors, fund immense defense projects, embark on imperial adventures around the globe, crush working class unity, and leave you behind even though there is enough for everyone. Again, this is not a left-right issue. This is an up-down. Put aside political theatrics. They vote for the same wars, have the same donors. You may not like Palestinians or Iranians or undocumented people. You may even believe that they deserve to be punished. However, as the material conditions of your life continue to degrade under this administration and you start to have a problem with that, well, you're next. Sometimes despair that it's probably already too late to avoid sliding into a profit-driven national security state, but what are you going to do about it? Fuck Trump, get him out. Let's start with that. Thank you.
Trump must go now!
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 All right, I'm proud to bring up Michelle Chai. She is a leader of the RevCom Corps for the Emancipation of Humanity in Los Angeles. She was in Los Angeles at the beginning of the upsurge there, and she is here with us today now.
All right, everybody, y'all look so beautiful. Give it up for yourselves. As Lucha said, I am Michelle. I came all the way from LA out here because we had to be here in the capital of the U.S. to oppose this fascist military parade. And I'm very happy to be out here in the streets with all of y'all. So look, Trump's decision to hold a military parade on his birthday was already a major move as part of the dangerous momentum and direction of MAGA fascism. What does it mean that this happens after National Guard and deploys Marines into LA to forcibly suppress righteous protests of the horrendous, heartbreaking scenes of masked and fatigued federal agents storming, yes, storming, restaurants and Home Depot parking lots to carry out mass roundups. Yes, roundups without any due process. Fascism, it is happening. Fascism with its terrible momentum, direction, and consequence. Fascism. What are you going to do now? That's right. I am Michelle, and I follow the revolutionary leader Bob Avakian, who has said of Trump MAGA fascism that this is, quote, not a time for demoralization and despair. This is a time for righteous anger and revolutionary determination, unquote. This is a time for collective action and self-sacrificing struggle for the greater good. The greater good of defeating fascism. This fight for the greater good would be in a much better place if people knew what Bob Avakian has contributed to the understanding of the danger represented by Trump MAGA fascism. What we're really facing, why, and what must be done to defeat it before it is too late is a pamphlet that you can get from the people wearing the Revolution Nothing Less t-shirts. They're right here to my right, our contingent. Get these pamphlets and get into this, because look, more recently, in Bob Avakian official Revolution number 117, Trump MAGA fascists, cruel, demented, dark ages oppressors who twist reality inside out to justify their lawless tyranny, he says this: Trump himself plays the victim while he tramples all over the law and the Constitution he has sworn to uphold. He continually whines that he has been unfairly prosecuted because of moves to hold him accountable for the serious crimes he has committed, including his attempt to pull off a coup to remain in power after he lost the 2020 election. What does it mean when these people pose as victims and protectors of victims? It means that they are moving to use the power of the government to even more viciously and violently prosecute those who, in reality, are actually discriminated against and oppressed, and those who stand with them and stand in the way of Trump MAGA fascism. Everyone who wants to see an end to oppression based on race, sex, and gender, and an end to cruel, murderous oppression and lawless tyranny overall, needs to be actively involved now and in an ongoing way in the massive movement that is urgently needed to defeat this Trump MAGA fascism, to create the conditions in the country where this fascist regime cannot govern and cannot carry out the even worse horrors it is moving to violently enforce. So that was from Bob Avakian, and you can get the pamphlet again from the RevCom Corps for the Emancipation of Humanity. We brought our contingent and we marched with y'all here today. And let me say this, to those in the military, are you really okay with becoming the right hand of the fascist Trump, even as he makes clear he does not believe the U.S. Constitution applies to him and issues executive orders to strip away basic constitutional rights? Are you okay with being the reason high school graduation ceremonies are marked by terror and tears as they occur, with side by side with tanks, helicopters, and U.S. soldiers deployed at the whims of Donald Trump into a U.S. city to enforce these illegal and illegitimate roundups and threaten a governor, mayor, congress member, senator, and union leader? To the tens of millions of people who do not want to see a fascist America, are you going to back down when Trump threatens and as he is using force to attack righteous protesters and even government officials who stand in the way of his fascist program? Are you going to surrender the future to a fascist bully? No! That's right, hell no! This is a time to draw a line and say no. In the name of humanity, we refuse to accept a fascist America, to move the millions message to demand Trump must go now. That's right. And let me give a huge shout out to those of you who did come out all over the country and here in Washington, D.C., right up against Trump's perverse display of might. Your courageous stand today was a clear recognition and message that the free fascism
You're excused.
Oh, we sure will. I was there with my granddaughter listening to the President of the United States speak. That's what I did.
Yeah, you said you're an insurrectionist.
That's right, because the FBI came to my front door even though I never stepped foot on the Capitol. How about that? Because I posted a picture of me and my granddaughter in front of the Capitol. I had FBI in my front door.
Do you believe you had a right to be there and protest?
I was... Yes, I had. Of course
So do you believe these people here today have a right to be here and
Sure,
protest?
and you have the right to counter-protest if you want.
Right, so I'm just wondering why you're trying to fight Trump.
I've already told you 3 times. How about another question?
You haven't
Another
sufficiently answered it.
question.
So stick with him. You don't want none of me. I promise.
Wait, what's your name? Yeah.
I know what you came over here for.
Where are you from?
Virginia.
Oh, that's right down the road. Susan, what did you bring here today?
I brought my patriotism and flag. I've got 4 of them. Here, let's get up the one I paid
Let's get one of the
$40 for.
flags.
Let's get up the flag.
How many American flags did you bring?
Most important, today is Flag Day. I don't see any American flags being flown in this protest.
There's one there. There's 3 over there. There's one right there. There's a bunch right over there. How many American flags did you bring?
4. We got
That's
more.
still less than what we've got.
Susan, why do you think all these people surrounded you and are fighting against you?
I have no idea. You have no idea? I have no idea. Yeah, I think
Mind the shit.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Once again, Michelle Chai from the Rev Come Forward for the Emancipation of Humanity. Okay, we're going to have two more speakers here to close out this rally. And I want to say just how important it is. People have spoken to this. You know this. But I want you to realize what you've done here today is something that means something for people across this country and around the world. You've done something that is taking a step forward. It is taking a step forward for how we become millions that drive this regime from power. And that do that before it is too late. And that is why our demand, which I will chant with you again before our next speaker, is Trump must go now. Trump must go now. Trump must go now.
You have Julian, you're correct.
You're a fucking traitor too. You are.
Aaron doesn't like being on podcast.
You're enlisting right now for a draft dodging fascist. That's what you're doing. You're getting ready to go and enlist for a draft dodging fascist.
I'm going
Go back. Come on, guys. Come on.
Trump must do check and shut this up.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan either.
So soldiers who find identity in this kind of display will be the ones who enforce our laws of freedom unless they ask themselves a question. The question I have for every member of the armed forces and every police officer is, what is your red line? What order will you refuse to follow because it violates your oath to the Constitution, your duty to protect the common good, or even defend basic human dignity? I think of the police officers who surround every demonstration I witness. They're usually polite, do a good job of protecting people from traffic, and sometimes intervene with counter-protesters. Most of the time, I appreciate their work. So my question to them is, what are you going to do when they give you an order to arrest us for no more than we're doing now? What are you going to do when they give us an order, not just to arrest us, but to beat us up? And what are you going to do when they give an order not just to arrest us, but to deport us from concentration camps? We need a relationship with every military person in our families, our neighbors, and these guys surrounding us today who put up all these cages for us. To answer that question ahead of time, because if they don't, they will all most certainly follow orders, as we're seeing with the Marines in LA. A little more direction. But the police and the military are not the conveners of this demonstration today or the thousands of others going across the country. I commend you today for speaking out with your bodies and your signs. But will demonstrations be enough? We have a few thousand people here in a city of 600,000 people. These militaries are trained, largely in Israel and many other places, for crowd control and can handle millions of demonstrators. Demonstrations like this are our best way to prove ourselves that we are not alone, that we care for each other, and a lot of people care about our cause. But they have had little effect, for example, in ending the U.S. support for the destruction in Gaza and other places. Our most powerful tools are those in the huge arsenal of nonviolent actions. Things like blockading illegal deportations without due process, blocking with our bodies illegal shipments of weapons, refusing to pay taxes until the rich pay their share and the government obeys the law. But our single most powerful tool is probably the general strike. We have got to learn from our friends in the unions and the people that have done this before how to withdraw our cooperation, not just by demonstrating, but refusing to go to work, working for ourselves rather than the system, and all the incredible things that have accomplished so much in the nonviolent history. This means we have to plan, train, organize, and provide mutual aid to each other so that those willing and able to take the more serious risks will have the support they need. And this can be done without violence. The tyrant is dependent on us doing nothing or doing the violence that justifies these police and repression. Yes. So if you believe that freedom is free and clear it is not, then we need to stop thinking that the only thing between us and tyranny are the police and the military. The price of freedom needs to be paid for all of us, by all of us. Your being here makes me think you agree.
It's not all about that.
Just take a minute to look around you. How blessed we are to be here, surrounded by so much natural beauty and community. There's enough of everything good for everyone. How blessed we are to be here.
16th here. We're going to gather all together there and get a picture of all of us with these big signs that say Trump.
Earlier there was like a Trump supporter, like, and people just, I mean, honestly, like, I think it's just like a media swarm, that one person, and so like a conversation turns into like a swarm, and that seems like
Tony G, thank you.
All right, we'll be around.
Hello everyone, can you hear me? There's something that I was going to say today, but all of a sudden disappeared. But I don't need to read something sometimes. And I want to thank you, each one of you who is here today, because you are the voice of those who are being silent. Ustedes son la voz de los que han sido silenciados. You are our support. Ustedes son nuestro soporte. I want to tell all my brothers, immigrants in California and every single state of the United States, that you're not alone. Quiero decirles a todos mis hermanos inmigrantes en todos los estados de la Unión Americana que no están solos. Hermanos mexicanos, you're not alone. Hermanos de Guatemala, you're not alone. Hermanos de El Salvador, you're not alone. Hermanos de México, no están solos. I want to tell you that this guy has tanks right now on the other side of the White House over there. Spending millions of dollars. But right here, we have signs and feet to walk and march to the White House. My community has been silent with all the actions that this government is taking. La comunidad latinoamericana está haciendo, le han dado miedo por todas las acciones que está haciendo este gobierno. Pero ahora se mira la esperanza. There is hope. I see a lot of people coming out with all these signs. Please show up your signs so the whole world can see that we're here. Aquí estamos. We all together. We are for justice. We do believe in due process. Everybody should have a due process. Todo el mundo debe de tener su debido proceso. And when they take away my brothers from their houses, and I see those children crying, like the father that was in Baltimore, where ICE went to his house, he opened the door, and he had no sandals, no socks. They grabbed him, they put handcuffs on him. He was like this, sitting down at the front step of his little townhouse where he was living. His daughter was going to school with a little backpack. And all he asked was to remove the plastic thing so he could go. His little daughter, before they took him out. And the ICE agents had no heart. They wouldn't allow him. And I saw the little girl bringing the sandals so he wouldn't be barefoot in jail. Those are the things that bring me here. And that's why I raise my voice and I'm not scared. No tengo miedo por todos mis hermanos que están sufriendo. Por todos mis hermanos that they go to work every single day, but they don't know if at the end of the day they're going to see their children. Porque salen a trabajar y no saben si al final del día van a ver a sus hijos. Now, they go to church and they don't know if ICE is going to be there. Van a las iglesias y no saben si ICE va a estar ahí.
Shame. Terrible.
Shame. Some people talk about martial law that will be implemented in the United States. Let me tell you something. Martial law is already implemented on immigrants. Ley marcial ya está para los inmigrantes. They're calling us criminals. Let me tell you this. I'm Tony G. I'm from El Salvador. I'm not a criminal. I am not perfect, but I am not a criminal. And as Salvadorian, we face two things, two dictators. President of El Salvador, Nayib Bukele, who has 75,000 Salvadorians without due process. On concentration camps in El Salvador. Más de 75,000 sin su debido proceso en cárceles en El Salvador. So we fear two things. One, that this government is after us. If we get deported, probably we will end up in one of those concentration camps in El Salvador. So let me tell you something. In El Salvador, fascism went step by step. There was an enemy, and then they went for union leaders. They went for health leaders, and then now, at this time, fascism in El Salvador is normal. People see when the police arrest someone without due process, without any evidence, and they are up to 3 years in prison without seeing their family, and their family without knowing if they are alive. And now they see that as normal. So we have to stop before that happens right here in the United States. And I want to thank every single one of you, the veterans that are here, because they fight for this country, for this freedom that I'm using right now, standing here. It wasn't free, and every human being deserves due process. And I tell ICE, you gotta do your job. Do your job, but do it with respect to our community. We are human beings. We are human beings, and we are families of.
Oh, this is because, can I ask, do you mind if I ask you about it on camera? Okay, so I was actually there when I filmed that banner get burned at the AME. So I didn't realize that, I know they won like the trademark in the lawsuit, right? Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so I learned about it and I went ahead and bought the Metropolitan AME shirts. They won a lawsuit and they got the rights to use the logo for the Proud Boys for merchandise stuff. So they sell Black Lives Matter gear.
It takes a long time.
And apparently
it's not easy. And sometimes
they're doing stuff for Pride Month.
They just come and take people.
Yeah, I didn't know they were actually selling stuff. That's really funny. Thank you.
They take them far away from their families. So
So that's just sort of like a little blast from the past there. I had filmed 5 years ago when the Proud Boys set fire to a banner that they took from Metropolitan AME, which is a church up here. And basically the church sued, and the Proud Boys were non-responsive, so they won by default, and the judge awarded them the trademark to the Proud Boys. So what that guy was wearing was a Proud Boy logo on his shirt, but it said Black Lives Matter under it. So I did not realize that they literally used that church is literally using the trademark that they took. I had seen actually that when that happened, the leader of the Proud Boys, Enrique Tarrio, had posted sarcastically saying that they would start calling themselves by the church's name. So it's the kind of conflict or the joke of it kind of goes both ways. But anyway, that was the first time I'd seen that ever manifested in the wild.
Like any of the big cities, it's like.
Today we're gonna take this march out. We're gonna march out to Agent 16. We're gonna gather right in front there. We're gonna get all of you beautiful people with all of your beautiful signs, and our big truck must come down.
What I was gonna say though is
right so that the White House is behind us, and we can send that out to the world.
I was actually thinking
July 1st through 4th. Where are you gonna be? July 1st through 4th. Where are you gonna be?
I'm not going to follow it.
July 1st through 4th. Where are you gonna be?
Okay, we'll do that. Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, so as you can kind of hear, they're wrapping up the rally that's taking place here at the White House. This was a march that began at Logan Circle and then headed here. It was organized by Refuse Fascism, which is sort of a project of RevComs, or Revolutionary Communists, which was advertised very much by the speakers. There's really a variety of people out here. So just for example, I mean, honestly, there's American flags being held by some of the participants, but I've also filmed RevComs set fire to American flags. So like to say that there's an intellectual diversity here beyond the organizers would certainly be fair. I'm going to cut the live feed here. My understanding is that this group is basically going to march back to Logan Circle, so away from the nexus of where stuff is actually happening, in order to disperse there. So the goal for them has basically been kind of like completed. So I'm going to cut the live feed here, but I'm sure there's going to be additional action here in Washington, D.C. My understanding is the parade is more in the evening, of course, and so I'm going to certainly be covering whatever else happens on the streets. We'll likely go ahead live. We'll have more HD footage on the way, all that good stuff. Like